Roland Willits, Soul Men Stories, with Oregon's Wes Reed.
Roland Willits, Soul Men Stories. I'm here with Wes Reed. And Wes you're in Arizona all the time now, right?
No, I'm here 6 months and then Oregon for 6 months.
Oregon for 6 months. Oh, why? Where in Oregon?
Just north of Bend, Oregon, about 40 miles, a little place called Crooked River Ranch.
Crooked River Ranch.
Have you been there?
What is that? The south? That northwest? South?
It'll be straight north of Bend on Highway 97. Highway 97 runs right through Bend. And keep going, you'll run into Redmond about 20 miles, and about 20 miles up the road you'll run into, it's off of the beaten path, off of 97, but it's a place called...
97 is that the one straight through the center, isn't it?
Yeah, right through the center.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little town up there called Sisters, that's about 20 miles from it.
Yeah, I've driven that road a few times.
I live up there on the ranch in the summer months, and down here in the winter months.
Yeah, it's nice country. You know, people always think of Oregon as mountains and green. Are you in the desert? Are you in the Oregon desert?
Just as you're coming out of the Cascade Mountains or around Sisters, it starts to fade into the deserty part of the country. And I'm still in the tree area.
Oh, okay.
A lot of trees on my property. And so we get 300 days of sunshine a year.
Wow.
Unlike on the west side of the Cascade Mountain, we get about maybe 6 inches of snow maybe a year. It's a little cold there, winter months, so we come down here and stay warm and go back up there in the summertime. Our average is about 85 during the summer.
Wow.
Yeah. Best of both worlds.
It's best to be here, yeah. It's nice country. I've been up there, and once you get inside the mountain, it's like two different worlds.
Yeah, it is.
In Oregon. It's like, I've been on the desert there, been hunting sunstone. They got a sunstone mine in the southeastern corner.
I've heard a lot about the southeast corner.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
And the sand is about the size of a microbe. It's just really thin and it blows through your whole life.
Is that right?
We drove on that road. I couldn't even look in I had a mirror in my RV. I couldn't even see 3 feet behind me in the RV.
Is that right?
It's just terrible. The news don't report. So, up in Bend, it's in
North of Bend, about 40 miles.
north of Bend, about 40 miles, in the middle of nowhere. Then,
We got the ranch is about 5,000 acres, so it's a pretty big ranch that we live on.
Oh, okay.
And there's about 5,000 people that live there.
Really?
Yeah. You
What is it?
wouldn't think so when you drive on the ranch because it's so sporadic with houses and stuff, you know. And the average piece of property is probably 1 to 2 acres.
Okay.
So it's just spread out all over the place, and at night, if you can drive through there, you could actually see lights on. You'd realize there's a lot more people there than you would ever dream there was.
Wow.
We have our own golf course. We have tennis courts and swimming pools and all that stuff, and a couple of bars on the place, and a church, and just everything you could want right there.
Jesus.
We love it.
I'll have to, next time I head that direction, I'll have to
Make sure you
go
do.
over and see that. 'Cause Terry and I, I still have a customer up in Washington, Tulalip Indians, and we actually have a city that we run, that we do software for, in the northeast corner of Oregon. It's a really big city.
Northeast would be over near Pendleton or a little
Pendleton,
further. Okay.
That's where they have the Pendleton around there.
I'll be going next year.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You're a singer.
Yes.
I like to sing.
About 40, a little over 40 years. I didn't start till I was 26.
I started as an old person. And you play the guitar.
Yes.
Heard you sing. Good voice.
Thank you.
You for an old man.
Yeah.
Great voice. And you have any stories of bar brawls?
Uh, not too many bras in those places. I do have a story that's really kind of cute. When I first started out, we had a little four-piece band. It was out in California, and one of our lead singer at that time, he used to be a DJ. He was a funny guy. He was a real front man, you know. And one night we were playing in this bar called what was the name of that bar? Something about Big Bull Saloon or something like that. I can't remember now. Anyway, some guy, he was up there singing and he wasn't playing. He was just had the mic here and he was singing, "Help me make it through the night," like this. Had his eyes closed. And right in the middle of that song, he happened to open his eyes, and some guy had walked through the front door with a big Brahma bull. And that Brahma bull standing up on the dance floor looking at me. I thought he was going to fall off that stage. Boy, he was so surprised.
Help me through the night, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
make
funny.
it through the night. That was what he
And, and that big Brahma was giving him eyes,
He was
probably.
giving him
Big
eyes, yeah.
brown eyes.
Yeah, that was a funny story. We did have an incident one night with we right at about that same period. We were playing at the Navy base there in Fort Hueneme, California, and I don't know, a couple of them sailors got into it, you know, and they're chasing each other around with knives and stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Nobody actually got hurt, but it was they're yelling and screaming at each other, you know. It was over some guy touching a girl or something, you know. You know how that is. And
Yep.
but other than that, there was a few little fights in the one bar I played in for so many years out there. It was in Ventura, California. It was called the Bandar Club. It was probably the most popular club around,
Right.
and they went 7 nights a week. And in fact, I played 7 nights a week there for many weeks, many years. And back then they had all the bars had music back in the 70s. They all had music, so it was hard to find off-night bands.
Right.
So we could get a night off. So it was a lot of times we played 7 nights a week, but we couldn't find a band to take our place on Monday
Wow.
nights, you know. But when we had bands, we would just play 6 nights, you know. But so it was very popular, packed all the time. There'd be so many people there, they'd have to shut the door to keep them out. Just, but it was
Wow.
it was so packed. Yeah.
That's nice. That's called nice business.
That was business. The owners of the place were country and western singers, the husband and wife team.
Oh, okay.
Called Johnny and Joni Mosby. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
They were popular in the South back in
Right.
the 50s and 60s. They had some hit records. They were recorded with Capitol Records.
Wow.
They were pretty big at one time. And but they never made it national like a lot of them do, you know.
Yeah, well, a lot of them, actually, a little of them make it great. You got to go for every one great singer, one that makes it, there's 1,000 that don't.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many of them I went into Nashville and came back. And
Yep.
but
Now, there's a lot of places in Nashville you can sing and not be a famous singer.
absolutely. The problem with that is they don't pay any money back there. It's very hard to make any money. My brother's a entertainer,
Oh, okay.
and he plays saxophone. He's been playing. He plays with the Texas Playboys,
Okay.
the old Bob Wills band.
Yeah.
They're still performing.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking to him the other day. He said, "Well, we don't do as many jobs we used to, but they're still out there. You know, most of them are getting pretty old. But my brother's been playing with them for like 25 years,
Whoa.
and he had moved to Nashville, and big producer that he knows, good friend of his, is a producer, and he had moved there, and he did some session work and played some bars and stuff. He said they just don't want to pay any money back there. So
No.
he moved back to Texas where he makes 5 times the money he makes in Nashville.
Oh yes, absolutely. Nashville is just a word,
That's it.
and it's a nice name dropper.
Yeah.
But there are very few super people
Yes.
that are sitting there. They got more in Branson
Yes.
that actually made it as singers into the finance area. I've been to the Tittle place. He's quite a character. Him and his daughter was singing that night. Good group.
Yep.
And you've played all over the country, or you stick more in California?
I was in California for many years. Went on the road for from 95 to 2000, Oregon, Washington area.
Right.
That's how I ended up moving up there because I liked it so much. And I played mostly Elks Lodges and restaurants and
Okay.
bars and stuff like that. But stayed busy the whole time I was there and never was out of work. Plenty of work. And there was a place on the coast of Oregon called Gracie Seahag, a little town called Depot Bay, 860 population. And that is the neatest place you've ever been into if you've never been there.
On Oregon coast?
Yeah, right up the 101.
We've driven 101 all the way several times, many
Okay.
times.
It's between Newport and Lincoln City,
Okay.
a little town. It's just a hole-in-wall place. You just two blocks and it's gone, you know.
Yep. Yep. There's a
But-
lot of those all along the coast.
Yeah. But this little place is it's famous. She used to play the bottles.
Oh, is that right?
Gracie did, and she became world famous for playing the bottles. I mean, people come from other countries, Germany and everywhere, just to watch her do that.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was quite the thing to see. She sold the place a few years ago, I understand, but she still goes in occasionally and plays the bottles for 'em.
That is wonderful.
But I worked there 5-6 nights a week for her. So we'd play like 2 months on, and then we'd do other things, and we'd come out and do 2 months. So
Okay.
it was that kind of a setup. And had some great crowds in there, great people, and just had a great time there.
Wow.
Great time playing there. But that was one of the fun places to play up there when I was traveling around. But I remember playing the Elks Lodge in Beaverton for a
And
lot.
I've been to Beaverton many times.
The Elks Lodge is pretty big, one of the bigger ones.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yeah, pretty big. And I've seen that dance floor completely packed. And that place must hold 700 or 800 people. I'm like,
Wow.
it's big. And boy, when them people go out there to dance, they don't stop. They want you to just do one song after another, you know?
That's
And,
right.
they stay on that dance floor and wait for the next one. And they dance all night.
They got a lot of dance. You know, I notice everyone here, there are always people dancing at
Yeah.
every one of the every one of the jams.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so nice.
I play here at this, at our hall here.
We're at Weaver's Needle, Arizona. Weaver's Needle RV Park in Apache Junction, Arizona, and they have a show here. Is it every with a Thursday, right?
That's the jam session night.
Jam session, right?
Yeah, people show up from all over. They don't have to be from this part.
Right.
Anybody can come. And they have a big jam.
Right.
It's always full of people and a lot of jammers.
A lot of dancers too.
And then I did the New Year's Eve party.
Right.
Oh, we had a ball. Place was full, and we partied all night. We did good. Normally they cut it off at 10 or 10:30.
Right.
This year we went after 12.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of diehards who wanted to stay till the last minute. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Everyone, they made it to midnight.
yeah, it's midnight.
When you're at an RV park and it's 55 plus, making it to midnight is cool.
It is very. But,
It's, you have the party caps on and everyone's nodding off.
well, we did the only design at 10 for the
Right.
ones that wanted to leave early. You know.
Right.
And a few of
Well,
them
at 10
drifted
o'clock
out.
it was out on the East Coast.
It is. So
Yep.
a few of them drifted out, but a lot of them stayed. Probably 40-50% of them stayed till midnight.
Wow.
And we had a good crowd.
Wow. And what instruments do you play? I know you
When I'm performing, doing my single, I play guitar.
right.
At home, I play keyboards and program my music into a computer
Right.
software, and it plays back through a rack full of tone modules.
Right.
So it sounds like a full band because I can put in anything I want, string, horn,
Right.
bass.
Yeah, you got one of those multi instrument machines.
Yeah. So when I do my thing by myself, it sounds like a entire band.
Cool.
And I just sing along to it, and I have a harmonizer machine that I can kick on any time and it'll do harmony with me, and sound like a whole band.
Oh, that is great because I've looked at them. I've looked at the computer. I'm rather new in music. I'm a storyteller
Oh, okay.
and a professional speaker.
Okay.
But music is a brand new process because it fits into my storytelling. can tell a story with song. It is so cool.
You ever do any Western poetry?
Yes, I've read it.
Okay.
Oh, do you know? I'll tell you. You want to tell an Oregon story?
Yeah.
Down southwest Oregon, there's this little town in the middle of nowhere. It must be 40 miles every direction, and you might see one cow, and it just is desert. Remember I told you that sandy desert place? And they got this one little town. You go through it. They got a church. They got a store. They got a gas station. And 2 houses. Well, in the store, they have a post office store, everything. They had, right on the counter there, a local celebrity wrote cowboy poet.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like, and he made the Cowboy Poet Hall of Fame over in Nevada.
Mhm.
Highway, there's one right on Highway 80, Cowboy Poetry Hall of Fame. And I got that CD, and I listened to it. And I said, this is good. I said, Terry, listen to this. Oh, wow. So we sat and listened to that whole CD 4 or 5 times. We bought every CD we could buy, and then we went down to the bookstore and we bought, there's a guy by the name of Black, Cowboy Poet, and there was about 3 or 4 or 5 books we found, and she would read me cowboy poetry as we drove in our RV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love cowboy.
Okay, well, the reason I was asking is my brother also plays with Red Steagle,
Oh, okay.
and he's a cowboy poet.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yes, big time.
Oh, cool.
Big time, yeah. He not only can talk it, he can sing it. He does both.
Oh, that is great.
And I've gone to see him several times when my brother's playing with
Oh,
him.
where did you? Oh, yeah.
He's out of Fort Worth, Texas, and of course he's had hit records, you know, for a long time.
Yeah.
But when you hear his hit records, of his country tunes. But when you go to see him in person, if you want to see his show where he does the cowboy poet thing, it's really good.
Oh, yeah, cowboy poetry is always
Yeah.
cool, and you're normally funny.
And he's got some CDs with some of the stuff on it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And
Where he read his own poetry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's really good. If you get a chance to check him out, well,
Red?
Red Steagle.
Steagle. Oh, I will. I'll look for that.
Well, you remember the country tune White Sox, Blue Ribbon Beer?
Yeah.
Well, that was him who recorded that.
Wow.
And he's written a bunch of songs. He's written a lot of songs.
Yeah, I remember Blue Ribbon Beer. We were in Wisconsin, and I brought a buddy, and I said, here, order me some Blue Ribbon Beer. He says, you mean it actually exists? I've heard songs with it, but I never knew it existed.
Oh, yeah, it exists. Huh?
Yeah, it's still around.
Yeah,
It
it
was
is.
around a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, it's doing that.
Good beer.
Oh, yeah.
Good old-fashioned beer. I'm from Minnesota. Spent time with Minnesota always had good beer.
Yeah.
So.
I remember when I was a kid, when I wasn't supposed to drink it.
Yeah.
Well, see,
That was better then.
well, I'm originally from Kentucky, so
Oh, are
it,
you?
it was popular when I was a
Oh,
kid
okay.
back
Yeah, where are you at? Where are you from in Kentucky?
then. A little town called Fulton, Kentucky. And it's right on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee, and it's straight north of Memphis, and it's almost straight south of Paducah, Kentucky.
Is it on that highway there, 24?
Highway 51 and 45 meet right there in Fulton,
Okay,
Kentucky.
51, 45. Okay. Because I've been there because I go to Paducah all the time. I got kids, grandkids, and great grandkids there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the Kentucky Opry is right there.
that's what you tell me.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Go back for a visit every few years. and
Do
see
you?
my sisters,
Oh.
and that's about it. And so, got nephew just moved to Mayfield.
yeah, that's real close. That's just
Real close.
Mayfield is just
30 miles.
yeah, just a couple of blocks. Couple of blocks is the 30 miles. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I get my RV fixed in Mayfield.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So we've had a great talk here, and we're going to get some of his songs, and maybe we can get one that he recorded with a video. And I know I have probably one from the show. We'll see how good it turns out. You got a lot of background noise there. We'll see how, I'm gonna just watching some turned out good, some turned out with a lot of background noise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I got a CD out in
Okay.
the truck of me recording live up here last year.
Okay, well, that sounds great. You
Yeah,
got,
it was
yeah,
good.
that'd be wonderful. You can download it.
I'll just give you the CD.
Well, I still will download it. Okay. If I want to put it on my show.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'll do an audio. In fact, well, let's talk about it after we finish the show.
Okay.
Okay. You say, Wes Reed, All Men's Stories. Look at the camera.
Wes Reed, Old Man Story.
Roland Willits, All Men's Stories.
Old men's stories. One more day.